Good evening, everyone who may be out there. I believe it is, 6 o'clock, 6:01. I don't believe I have anyone in my waiting area just yet. I'm trying to check while keeping these slides up. Oh, there we are. Oh, we do have one participant who's out there, but we'll give the others a few more minutes before we get started. So we'll just pause for a little bit until maybe 6:05. We had 22 registrants, so we'll see if we can't get somewhere around 4 to 5, including the speaker, to jump on board. So please hold. See, is my video up? Well, That was a bit of a delay there, but we are back. I'm trying to see what I might be displaying right now. Hopefully my slides. Oh, yep, just displaying me. The time is now 6:06. I haven't noticed any other participants entering as of yet, but that won't stop us from having a short Women in Engineering meeting, Women in Engineering Region 3 meeting, because I am able to still talk about some of the initiatives that we have coming up soon, hopefully. With that, we may have had a slight mix up perhaps with the, excuse me, hold on, I'm going to sneeze. All right, I am back. Hi, I am Ebony Walker, your Region 3 Women in Engineering Coordinator here in the Southeastern United States and Jamaica. It is 6:07 p.m. Central Daylight Time for those who have to keep up with exactly the time zone. We're happy to have you here. But we are 6 minutes in. So for those who are looking forward to having this meeting, we'll go ahead and show you some of the wonderful initiatives we have coming up in Region 3 over the next several months. And I will go over that because I guess with it being, a little bit of a holiday week, last week in the month, we may have had a bit of a mix up in getting our speaker here. However, I don't see many of my participants as well. We had 22 register, but we won't let that stop us. With that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up our presentation. And it's about to thunder here in case I cut it even shorter because of a storm that's about to happen. But hopefully you are able to see, yeah, our slides. So here it is, May 28th. It's a Thursday, last Thursday of the month, which is when we always have our region-wide Region 3 monthly meetings. That's excuse the phone call, but we always have that. And one of the reasons we have that is because when looking at the data of our WE members that are spread throughout the Southeastern United States and Jamaica, we found that about 1 in 3 members are not in a local WE affinity group. So we're making whatever efforts we can to establish groups where they have enough to be able to petition for a WE group to happen. But for those members who may be 6 or less, you have to have 5 for a petition, but 6 or less and don't have enough to make a petition for a WE affinity group. This is why we have that meeting, so that they can also connect, collaborate, and engage with others around our region. So I'm going to go into presentation mode. That's your introduction. Glad to have you here. Trying to go into presentation mode. There we go. So we are not having our speaker right now, so I'll just go quickly into announcements. So we are expecting to have monthly speakers all the way up through September. We are hoping that we're going to have essentially a little AI mini series, because with tonight's expected presentation, along with the ones coming up, everybody was doing a little something related to AI, which happened organically. It was nothing that I made a call for, but naturally AI is just the thing that a lot of people are interested in these days. So we have Deepika Sadhana. She's going to be talking about beyond coding, building AI confidence for the next generation of engineers. And Aditya Nath, Women in AI, Leadership, Visibility, and Purpose. And AJ Demanini, Autonomous SRE at Scale, Building Safe, Explainable AI Agents for Financial Infrastructure. So we have some wonderful talks coming up. Now, October technically is not scheduled yet with the speaker, but Region 3, I believe, from the Section Support Committee thought they may have something that might be useful to bring. If not, we'll see if maybe we schedule tonight's speaker into that October slide and hear from her. But 2027 is already having at least 2 speakers, or 2 people who have expressed interest, but there just wasn't anywhere to get them within this last Thursday of the month 2026 timeframe. And we already have people looking at 2027 and filling up. So if you're somebody who's interested in talking about whether it's technical presentations like we seem to have going on over the summer, early fall quarter, or if you would just want to talk about your career, your journey, what you're passionate about, something that's a hobby, anything that you've done in your community, we want to hear about the journeys of our we members. It doesn't always have to be a technical talk. It may look that way, but the reality is we just want to hear from you once again so that we can, excuse me, connect and collaborate with one another. But the other things, in addition to monthly speakers, we are going to be having a special day coming up. Let's see if it goes on to the next slide. Click again. There we go. IEEE We Day 2026 is coming up. Now it's observed between June 23rd and July 7th each year because We Day is actually on June 29th. But 29th may not always be conducive to be able to have an opportunity. Therefore, the week before, the week after is the time period where you can observe and celebrate some sort of We Day event within your local section. I am encouraging every section to have a We Day event. When it comes to those, it could be a speaker that you have. It could be an event at a local college. I know it's summertime, but maybe there's a summer quarter. But the point is, you could have an event that's maybe at a school or with students, maybe a summer camp. You can have a social networking event. You can have, I believe they said case studies. Not entirely certain what that is, but the idea is you're just going to come together to once again bring the we members of your group and other members within IEEE so that they can be aware of we and the impact of women in engineering and technology. It's a really great opportunity to celebrate that. So once again, this is the website that I've taken a screenshot in, and you can just go to your favorite search engine, usually it's Google, type in IEEE We Day, and you will find this website. One of the things that you have available there is all the sections are able to turn in a form so that you can get specific We Day swag. And we are looking forward to having that We Day swag. I believe it's some pins and a pouch. So when you have your event, you can actually hand out some additional swag for that. And that is some of the things that you have available. In addition to just in general, you can fill out a different form on the We website, we.ieee.org, where you can fill out for your annual We swag. And they have, I believe, a little sewing kit, pens and pencils, of course, and some other things that they'll send out to your organization. They love to see you use it at one of your events and send them pictures back so that they can put it on social media and advertise with it. But you have your We Day swag that you can apply for now, and you have your regular annual swag that you can apply for as for your We section. Another thing, let me see, last bits of things to tell you is each one of the We local affinity groups, we're trying to do We check-in. Matter of fact, let me stop right here. I am going to pull up our weekly We, see if I can find it. We're going to pull up our weekly We newsletter because I have been working on compiling that, and it typically has a lot of good information in it. And it is, oh, not there, not there. Oh, I know where I can pull it up. Excuse me, you got me looking at my second monitor. So I'm looking over there, but I am paying attention. I'm going to show you our weekly newsletter because once again, it has a lot of great information in it. If you are a member of within Region 3, you would have received this newsletter. Let's preview this. All right, let's pull this out. Let's share again. All right, hopefully you're seeing my second screen. So this is every week, ideally on Wednesday, but sometimes I miss it by a day, but I've been doing a good job, I think, of getting this out each Wednesday-ish. We have our Region 3 Women in Engineering newsletter, and in the message, it tells you a lot about information that can be helpful to you as a WE member or a local WE officer. One of the things to be aware of is that the reason I'm recording and talking to somewhat of an empty room is that I'm making recordings, and you're able to find these recordings on the IEEE We Are 3 YouTube channel. So if you're not able to make the meeting, you can always go and check those out. We download them, upload them there. And the idea is we'll try to keep them up as long as possible, pending storage limitations. Once again, we said We Day is coming up. So the idea, I love this little graphic of what you need to do is just plan an event. Once again, we said it could be any event. It could be a small dinner. It could be a seminar. You could have a guest speaker. You could have a networking event. Really, the sky's the limit in terms of what you choose to do. We're just looking for you to have some sort of interaction with your local We Affinity group. We want you to put it on vTools. It may be a little out, but we want you to put it on vTools so that members can register for it and they know where it is. Host it sometime between June 23rd, July 7th, and tag it with IEEE or hash IEEE We Day so that you can easily be found by those who keep up with metrics. So we're looking forward to that. Once again, you can order your promotional materials at we.ieee.org/we-day. This year's theme, of course, is technology with purpose, innovate responsibly, inspire globally, lead with integrity. So you have a lot of options, broad options there around which you can plan your event. Some places have already submitted their local events. Therefore, if you're in the Florida West Coast section, you all are going to be at the University of South Florida, where you're going to have a We Day speaker. That'll be on June 24th. And here's your vTools link. You can always search on vTools within that section and everything, but in case you're typing really fast, here's your vTools link where you can sign up to RSVP for that event. If you're here in the Huntsville section, there will be a We Day 2026 social at Topgolf. That's going to be June 23rd. A link's coming for that, but we're already putting the initial plans together for hosting that on the 23rd after work from 5:30 to 7:30. One of the nice things that I don't think a lot of people realize is that a couple things that I don't believe people realize is that We has a podcast, and it's called We Rise Together. And it is a great podcast talking about mentorship and education and just going through the different stages of your life as a We member, from students to professionals. So they have a little something for everybody, even executive leadership. But the second thing you may not know is that the host of the We Rise Together IEEE Women in Engineering podcast is Region 3's very own LaRonda Julian from the Atlanta section. She is she wears a lot of hats, like a lot of not We volunteers, but a lot of IEEE volunteers. She wears a lot of hats. I believe she's the chair of the Power and Energy Society over in the Atlanta section. She's a chair of the special projects here in Region 3. And then, of course, here at the We level, she's the podcast host for the We podcast. So that is very cool. And she's right here from Region 3. Region 3 is known for putting a lot of faces out there in front of the international IEEE community, because as you know, the IEEE president and IEEE president-elect, Mary Ellen Randall and Jill Gostin, respectively, are both from Region 3 as well. So Region 3 is always doing a lot of great things to out here inspire women in engineering and technology, and just IEEE members all together. So here, if you ever want to listen to the podcast, wherever you like to listen to your podcast, I know a lot of people at Spotify, some people like, what is it, Apple Podcast? I'm not an Apple user. Apple Podcasts, iTunes, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, you can check that out at we.ieee.org/events/podcast. #/hashtag episodes. That's a long one, so maybe we can come up with a shorter one. But as I was saying before I came over to the newsletter, we check in. I am a member of as the Region 3 coordinator, I'm a member of the We committee, so that's large global We committee's regional activities subcommittee. So I'm supposed to be there helping to represent what's going on with our region. One of the things that the chair, uh, Daniela Delgado from, oh, she's from Brazil, I believe, but she's from Region 9. She wanted to emphasize understanding what's going on in our local WE sections, kind of checking the pulse of them, excuse me. So we're doing an initiative or a survey called We Check In. If you are in a local WE group, or you are the chair or the officer of a local WE group, we want you to fill out this survey so that we can know what is going successfully for you. What could you use in terms of resources from the people who are in your area? And I think it asked some other questions. I haven't seen the survey in a questions in a couple days, but the point is, we're trying to check a survey, take the pulse of all of our local groups so that we can better give out resources to our local sections. Hey, I see we have another guest, Annette. Nice to see you from over there in,
Hi,
what is it,
Ebony.
Savannah River. All right.
Yeah,
So
sorry, I
lastly,
don't know. I had some issues with the joining the meeting, and there were some people waiting in the lobby. I'm not sure. I joined again in another browser it opened.
I wondered if you all had a different link because I was on this one and Sonia was on this one.
Yeah, there were
Did it
some
end up not?
8 people waiting in the lobby in that meeting as well.
Yeah, but I don't have a lobby.
Hmm, not sure.
So let me see, because uh oh, hold on, let me I guess put the recording on pause for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't have a lobby. That's the thing.
Ebony, I did not use a QR code to get into this. I used the meeting number and the meeting uh, password that was sent to after registration. It sent that to you, like your confirmation. It changed it probably.
Okay, I will double check the link because I believe Sonia said she used the meeting number and code. So that's probably how she got in. And of course, I'm just here on the host side, so I just showed up. Um, yeah, and I keep seeing I was in the lobby, but that's but I've never had a lobby, so I'm not sure what's going on with the link since I didn't have a lobby. And I make the like a copy of but I see move to the lobby. But I gotta see if I can find the lobby on here since that has never been a feature I used. Nevertheless, I think we already talked about upcoming events, and I'll save the rest of that so that we can get to Divya. I'm glad you're here. I didn't know, not sure what happened there. I'll have to check on the back end of what happened for our meeting link. I'll have to troubleshoot that. I remember last year when I was in Tokyo, I had an issue where I was on one link and everybody else was on a different link. So I have been there before, but I will troubleshoot and verify what has happened there. So,
sure.
are you ready, Divya?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So today, like I said, we have a wonderful presentation. It seems like this is the kickoff of what's happening through the summer to uh, early fall. Of all our presentations are related to artificial intelligence, AI. It wasn't anything that was planned. I mean, it's a popular trending topic, and it seems like our next 4 presentations are going to be about that. So you can call it the Region 3 We Mini AI series. Today, we're going to be hearing about empowering productivity with generative AI, practical prompts for success. So I'm very much looking forward to this because prompt engineering is like one of my little dabbling interests as of today. And it's going to be given to us by Divya Guru. She is, come on, move on to the next slide. So she's one of those assistant vice presidents at Deutsche Bank Technology, which is really cool. She's a technology leader and researcher with a focus on, you can see here, financial systems modernization. So she's at Deutsche Bank. Of course, she's interested in financial systems, but scalable enterprise architecture, cloud native platforms, workflow orchestration. She's been in this for over 19 years. So she's closing in on a couple decades. Congratulations of working with productivity and operational agility, decision making, and all those wonderful things, which AI can help make a little more, I guess you could say, enhanced or effective. But of course, she's an IEEE senior member. If you haven't become a senior member yet, reach out and give it some consideration. And she's an active member in Women in Engineering. She helped me out when we were down in Southeast Con for our Huntsville hosted Southeast Con. So she was down there and helped out. I think that was the first time we met in person, but we met over virtual presentations, not virtual presentations, but virtual meetings. But it was nice to meet her in person. So she is an active Women in Engineering member. So once again, let us all welcome Divya Guru for empowering productivity with generative AI.
Thank you, Ebony. I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Please do. Let me stop sharing. Are you able to share? I believe I made you a presenter.
Yeah.
And I will go see if I can find other people.
One. Some confusion. Yeah. Let me know. Can
I
you see my
see,
screen?
yeah, I see something at the top. I'm just making sure that's not my.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Can you see the screen with empowering productivity through generative AI?
No, we see your WebEx screen.
Oh,
Yeah, so you might try with share to just share the entire screen instead of maybe just the application, or vice versa.
I think she fell out of the meeting.
Oh, we no, something still she no, there she
yeah,
is.
something is still a problem. I completely it kicked out of me the meeting.
Oh. Oh, would you like to email your slides to R3We and I drive them
Yeah,
for you?
sure. Yeah.
I'm dropping that in the chat. Oh yeah, I see your email here where you say we're yeah, I gotta figure out where you all were because I don't know where you all were. Mhm. Just a second, it's just waiting for those to come through.
Yeah. Mm. Have you, oh, you shared in the chat, yes. Let me see. Yes, Ebony, I have shared you. Can you check in the email?
I am. All right. I'm downloading it now. I should
Yeah.
share it momentarily.
Yeah, you can add in the slideshow.
It's not showing slideshow yet.
Enable editing and then slideshow maybe works. Yeah.
It's not what I wanted to do. I gotta open on too many slides. Let me do this. I can see it, just gotta get it on the right screen.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session on empowering productivity through generative AI, effective prompt for success. I'm happy to be here with IEEE Women in Engineering to talk about a skill that is becoming important for every professional, how to use generative AI effectively and responsibly. Many women engineers and professionals manage multiple responsibilities every day: technical work, communication, leadership, mentoring, family, volunteering, and career growth. Generative AI can become a practical productivity partner when we learn how to ask the right questions. This session covers the basics of generative AI, examples, real world use, effective prompting techniques, and responsible and ethical AI. How many of you have used tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Claude for email coding, research, and planning? You can move to the next slide, Ebony. Yeah, today's session is not just about AI tools, it is about a skill, prompting. A good prompt can help us draft emails, summarize complex information, prepare for meetings, review code, analyze logs, and communicate technical ideas clearly. By the end of the session, I hope each of you will leave with at least one practical prompt you can immediately apply in your daily work. Next slide, please. This is about the introduction of Gen AI revolution. A human creates a prompt, AI processes it, and the human refines the result through the iteration. These numbers show that generative AI can improve productivity in writing, coding, analysis, and decision support. But the real message is not just speed. Key message is prompting is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned, practiced, and improved. Prompting is becoming a professional communication skill like writing emails, preparing presentations, or documenting technical decisions. People who learn to use AI can spend less time on repetitive work and more time on higher value work such as judgment, creativity, leadership, mentoring, and strategy. Women engineers should not just be users of AI. We should be leaders in how AI is adopted responsibly, ethically and inclusively. Why this matters for women engineers? Women professionals often carry many visible and invisible responsibilities. We prepare reports, explain technical issues, mentor others, organize events, support teams, and continue to grow our own careers. Generative AI can help reduce repetitive workload. It can help us draft, summarize information, prepare talking points, improve clarity, and build confidence. But the final judgment must always remain within us. For a young professional, AI can help prepare for a meeting or summarize a technical concept. For an experienced leader, AI can help draft strategy notes, create mentoring plans, review communication, or prepare executive summaries. Now let's look at how to define effective prompts. Effective prompts usually include 6 elements: role, context, task, format, constraints, and examples. What is a role? A role tells the AI who to be, act as a data analyst. Context, it provides a background for the AI to understand the situation. Task,
Just a moment while our speaker returns. I am surprised that the storm here is not knocking out my internet.
sorry, I have been kicked out of the meeting again. I'll continue from the 6 elements for effective prompts. The task, be specific about what the output should accomplish, what the format should be, whether it should be a bullet list, table, paragraph, JSON, etc. Then, how about the constraints? To set the length, tone, audience, or subject boundaries. Examples, provide a sample output to guide the AI response. A vague prompt gives vague results. A structured prompt gives user useful results. A weak prompt can be write a speaker invitation email, whereas a strong prompt would be act as an IEEE event organizer, draft a polite speaker invitation email for a technical talk on so and so example. The audience is women engineers and students. Keep it professional, warm, and under 150 words. So here we gave the AI a role, audience, task, tone, and length. That's why the output becomes more useful. What is a vague and effective prompts? The difference between these two columns is not the tool, it's the instruction quality. These examples show the difference between the weak and effective prompts. When we say write a summary, the AI does not know about the audience, purpose, length, or focus. But when we say summarize this paper in 5 bullet points for a non-technical executive audience, the output became targeted. So prompting teaches us to clarify our own thinking before asking AI for help. That is why it improves both productivity and communication. Let's compare a weak prompt with a strong one. A weak prompt, help me prepare for a meeting. Now let's improve it. What role should we should give for the AI? What context we should include? What output format would help us? What constraints should we add? So now the improved prompt would be act as a senior project manager. We are giving a role to the prompt. Help me prepare for the 30-minute stakeholder meeting about a delayed software release. That's about the task we want to give to the AI. Create an agenda, risk summary, talking points, and action item in a table format. How we want the output should be. So, what role, context, constraints, and output format would you add depends on the more effective and output that an prompt can provide. This is how We convert AI from a generic chatbot into a practical assistant. These are some of the real world examples across industries. It can be used across various industries like software development, marketing, education, and HR and recruiting, legal and compliance, and finance. And it can be used in various domains. So, effective prompts can be used for email productivity to help with professional communication, especially when we need to be polite, clear, and concise. It can be used to summarize technical paragraph for a non-technical audience, and it can be used by a software engineer to review the application log and identify possible root causes, severity, and troubleshooting steps. So this slide shows how effective prompts drive productivity. For women engineers, AI can help reduce repetitive workload, improve communication confidence, prepare for meetings, summarize complex information, and create first drafts quickly. But the final judgment, ethics, and leadership remain human. AI can help us move faster. Speed is the one of the benefit. It can improve clarity, reduce revision cycles, support creativity, and make expertise more accessible. For an young professional, it can help you prepare better, write more confidently, and learn faster. For an experienced professional, it can help you delegate repetitive work, prepare leadership communication, and create reusable templates for teams. The goal is not to do more work endlessly. The goal is to free time for meaningful work. These numbers show the impact areas. Several studies show productivity improvements, but the important point is that AI gains are not automatically. They depend on how clearly we define the task and how carefully we review the output. These are the benefits of AI-powered prompt strategies. Speed. It can help making the decision faster. It can help in the precision. It can reduce the revision rounds and the output can be more targeted and relevant. It can be used for scalability. That is, the same prompt templates can be used for multiple ways and it can be reusable. Creativity. It can explore the alternative angles, expand the ideation space. Cost efficiency, faster onboarding, and accessibility. It can provide bridges skill gaps, democratize expertise. Challenges and how to overcome them. Generative AI is powerful, but it is not perfect. It can hallucinate, produce biased content, misunderstand context, or expose sensitive data if used carelessly. First, verify facts. Second, do not enter confidential or personal data into public AI tools. Third, treat AI as a thought partner, not a final authority. As engineers, we are accountable for the final output. AI can assist us, but responsibility remains human. Hallucinations are a concern. Privacy is critical for the enterprise users. These changes are manageable with good practices, leading us to use ethical AI. So, how to use generative AI prompts ethically and responsibility? Accountability is the key message. AI is a tool, it is not a decision maker. The human using the output bears the responsibility. Always validate AI generated output for accuracy, security, confidentiality before using it professionally. Prompting is a skill. AI assist, but the humans has to decide. Again, the instruction quality matters. Giving the effective prompts would give an effective outputs. Sorry, I have been kicked out of the meeting again. So I'll continue. So the responsible AI should be adopted. AI can assist us, but we remain responsible for the final decision. Never paste confidential data, personal information, or proprietary code in public AI tools. So, before concluding, I would want to give a small example. Last weekend, my family was planning a one-day trip. Everyone had different ideas. One person wanted nature, one person wanted good food, someone else wanted less driving and wanted the trip to stay within the budget. Trying with a vague prompt or searching random online gives you too much information and would become more confused. When tried with an effective prompt, like act as an experienced travel planner. We are a family planning one day weekend trip. Create a trip itinerary. Provide the output in a simple timeline table. Keep the drive within 2 hours, including vegetarian food options, kid-friendly activities. And we can provide example like we enjoy nature, short plans, and less crowded places. So now we have given an effective prompt with the 6 elements that we discussed before. Within seconds, had a structured itinerary with the travel timing, food suggestions, activities, and backup options. AI became useful when clearly explained what we need. The clearer our instructions, context, and expectation, the better the results become. So, pick one daily task. It could be email writing, meeting summary, coding help, or research summary, even planning or mentoring preparation. Create one strong prompt, test it, and improve it. And within multiple iterations, your prompt can be more stronger and can be reused. So, generative AI is becoming a part of the future work. We should practice, lead, question, guide, and shape it responsibility. The most powerful productive tool is how we will learn to use it well. So, generative AI is not a technology trend, it is becoming a workplace skill. The real advantage does not come from simply using the AI tools, it comes from knowing how to guide them effectively, responsibly, and ethically. As women engineers and leaders, we have the opportunity to not only use AI but also to shape how to adopt it in an inclusive, thoughtful, and meaningful ways. If AI can reduce repetitive work, improve communication, and help us learn faster, then it gives us something more valuable, more time for creativity, leadership, innovation, and impact. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Ebony.
Okay, let's see if we can turn off this share. How about a little bit of camera? Thank you so much. Do we have any questions for Divya? Well, I had a question. I've found that I have a coworker who is very good at this. Essentially, he's doing prompt engineering. He doesn't know he's doing that, but he's doing that. One of the things he's found very effective is writing a prompt to write me a better prompt. And I have actually tried that. So, can you speak any to the effectiveness of having the large language model write the prompt you really want?
Yeah, large language model is a completely different a topic compared to the effective prompts. For large language models, we used to give a large amount of data to it, and so that it can provide a better output. For example, these generative AIs can generate images and data based on the prompt we used to provide. Like you said, it can be used to provide a better prompt also, but we have to refine it according to our ways, and we can modify it so that to give based on our need.
Okay, yeah. There's a question in the chat. How long does it take to learn to use AI, and which tool do you prefer?
There are so many tools available in the
Mhm.
market, like Copilot, Gemini, Claude, and if you ask, each model has a different features, and each model has a various capabilities, and some can be used for more thinking ability, like in-depth analysis and research and so on, and some can be used for the regular daily activities. So the model can be decided based on your need. Based on
Mhm.
our need, if we want to use it as a generic one, not to have a more in-depth analysis and just to give a daily usage prompt, you can go for one model. And if you want a more in-depth analysis, research, and so on, and that it takes a longer time to analyze and give you the output, then you can go for the other models like anthropic models like Claude. So it depends on the person to use and how long it takes to learn the AI tool. That it depends on. If you want to use a generic tool like a ChatGPT, then you can go through the various courses available online, and it would become very useful if we understand how to develop a basic prompt, how effective prompt can be. If we understand that, then we can do the more analysis and more learning through the ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude itself.
Awesome. The other question was administrative to me. Will this meeting today, as haphazard as it may have been, be posted on our YouTube channel? Absolutely. If I have not made a mistake in recording this, you will see this later on the YouTube channel. Which reminds me, everybody, make sure you drop your name of your section in there, and I always go back and edit the vTools events to give your section credit for a we event as best I can. So do that. Let's see, any other questions? Oh, as you were talking about there being a lot of tools, a lot of it is the data you use to train, which helps to, create essentially your chat box for the lowest level. But of course, I know with Claude, I've been reading into it, they have Claude Code, which helps specifically with your coding, and Cowork, where it makes agents, which can then go and um, actually do a lot of it starts working on its own. Basically, it's the various things testing one another and working through tasks, and it starts thinking for itself. So that's scary. But that being said, I'm going to pause right there because I see Annette has her hand up.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. So I had a question. Like the slides that she had. Okay.
Hmm.
I wanted to use, I guess, the AI tool to be more specific. So that's why I was saying, will this appear, or can I get a copy of the slides? Because I really want to use it because I haven't been very specific in what I've been doing with AI, but I mean, I could really get more use out of it being more specific.
Okay. So that's the question, Divya. Are your slides okay to be shared?
Sorry, I have been kicked out of the meeting and I was in the middle of the question. Can you repeat the question again?
Yes, I was saying on your slides, you had some examples of how to be specific to get more information out of AI, and that was my question to her. Will it be on YouTube? Because your slides were very detailed in how to get more out of AI, and I definitely have need that to be more specific in saying what I wanted to do. So can you share? Can she share your slides? I guess that was my question.
Yeah, yeah. Can you ping me your email ID? I can forward you the
Okay.
slides. Sure, I would definitely do that. Anyway, as Ebony said, it will be available in the YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
I can forward you the slides.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Because I could see a lot of things I could get out of AI now. Thanks for the
Hmm.
presentation. So it was a very good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hmm. Yeah, a lot of it starts with, like she was saying, making a more specific prompt, a strong prompt. That's how you really start getting some good information out of it. Like I said, my coworker, he's been able to take binary surveys that we've done for work and just keep working with the prompt, and it turns out a report about here are weaknesses or strengths based on the surveys they've done around at different companies or organizations where we survey. And what he's produced is just incredible, considering it was just yes or no data to start with the survey.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
And
difference
then,
between the vague and effective prompts. If we use effective prompts, then we can get more data out of it.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, now in one place I have not figured out how to do effective prompts. That was what I was kind of leaning into. There's this chat, AI related thing called Mind Trip, which is related to helping you plan your own trips. But
Mm.
I can do a little bit in there, but I've yet to find the right sort of mix for it to give a good prompt. Of course, I'm putting more in than, hey, I'm going to LA, but it's supposed to be able theoretically to help you pick the best hotel. Here's a great restaurant that fits with your vibe and things like that. But I haven't quite hit on the right recipe for it yet. So I kind of just play around with it a little bit to see what it
Yeah,
produces.
yeah, yes. As we can see, difference between the first prompt and the second prompt. Second prompt can be more effective compared to the first prompt because it has the history of your search and your details, and based on that, it has the capacity to give you more details based on your previous prompts and history details. So it is
Mhm.
a kind of a repetitive way. If we kind of practicing more and more out of it, we will get more details.
Awesome. Any any other questions for Divya? I was going to hit back on that last bit. I won't I won't share the screen because I'm sure you all get the region-wide newsletter that we send out. But I was going to hit on the last few topics that's in that area. And I may have received some emails from some people gripes about not getting in. I haven't quite figured out where our other participants were today because
Yeah,
you
yeah, there
all
were
say
about
they were in
nine
a
participants waiting in the lobby on the other link.
9 participants waiting in a
Yeah.
lobby that does not exist. I don't know how that works,
Yeah, the link
but I am
doesn't
going to
work.
double check on that link
Yeah, the link doesn't
because
work. So what ended up happening was you had to log in, you had to put in the
Mhm.
code and then the password in order to get in. So normally the link just takes you to it and say, okay, WebEx, and then you just click on it and you get in. So something is
Mhm.
wrong with the link that's in the,
Okay.
yeah, that's what's
Mm.
wrong. It's the link that was wrong. And so
Oh,
when I logged off of my computer, what ended up happening was I tried to get in on my phone so I could speak, but it threw me back to that lobby again. And you had two more people still in that lobby.
mm. Yeah, that's so unfortunate. Like I said, I have had that happen before because being efficient, what I do is I generate all my meeting links at the beginning of the year for all of our meetings, and I set them all up in WebEx. So apparently something must have gotten cross pasted, when I made my Excel sheet, because I try to be organized, put them in an Excel sheet, meeting number, meeting password, the link to keep everything straight. But one must be not what it's supposed to be. Maybe if you, no, I don't think I put like the month name in it because I would say maybe you saw an old month in there or the next month because that's the only way they would be in the lobby because I don't use a lobby setting, but they would be in the lobby if the meetings never started. So that's probably it. But thank you for that because I will definitely go back and double check those links going forward and hopefully nobody's pasted them in their calendars already. I doubt it. But, make sure those links are matched up with the meeting number and password. The meeting number and password is always correct, I know, but sometimes the meeting link may get a little off. So the last thing I was going to hit you all with is funding opportunities. You've been seeing this in the weekly blast. I've been trying the weekly blast. We'll see how long I can keep it up. I might take a hiatus during July, but so far it's been going well because I've been using Google Gemini to do the HTML script for it. So it only takes a little bit to update it each week. But you have WE special funding. So if you are in a local section, WE offers up to $400 for an event that you are going to host. You go and you fill out the form. You do have to complete the event first, and they will, upon completion of your report, send you the $400. I've done it this year for the Huntsville section. It works. A caveat there is you have to submit your form for your event two months out. So it does take some planning on some lead time. So it's not something you'll be able to say, oh, we're going to have it in 6 weeks. I'm going to put in for it. No, on June 1st, you're asking for money for something that's happening in August. That's how it works. That's WE special funding. You can find that at we.ieee.org on the WE website. Region 3 professional activities. If you're doing an activity that is of a professional nature, so that could be a seminar, that could be a networking skills, not just networking, hey, we're out eating, but networking skills event and some others, because they have their form. You can check the Region 3 website under Professional Activities Committee. They have their form. Once again, they have you complete the event first and then they'll reimburse you. But in that case, they will match your section's contribution to that event up to 50%, up to $1,000. Then I, as the Region 3 I guess you can call it section support. I have the opportunity to have some section support money. I've never had anyone actually ask me for it. I tell people about it, but reach out. It'll probably be along the $400 range as well. And since everybody else says do the event first and I'll reimburse you, that's me. Region 3 Women in Engineering, we have section support funds. So if you're doing some event, once again, for me, you can shoot me an email and we can discuss like how much funding you may need, but it'll be small because Sonia Dillard, who's right there on the thing, only gives me a small budget. Yeah, just throw her there. And of course, the local section, we're getting toward the not end of the year, but the middle of the year, they're starting to make their budgets. So if you're starting to have ideas about what you like this year, what you did this year, didn't get to do, but making your plans for 2027, now is the time to start putting together, we want to do these events. It may cost this much, so that you can bring that in front of your section and hopefully get some of your WE events into your section's budget. So now is the time to start talking with your local WE committee, or if you're just one person, just start putting your ideas together and kind of brainstorming how much you may need to support your local WE members. So that's related to funding, and that is all I have for you all. Thank you so much for bearing with us. It was a little haphazard today. Once again, I got to go back and do a little bit of troubleshooting with we have a new assistant chair for programs for the Region 3 WE committee. So I'm going to talk to her. Hopefully I get to introduce her next time as she starts to be the host of this. So when the links don't work, that'll be her problem. But we are going to look at those and get that troubleshooting. I'm apologizing to all of those who wanted to attend the night in person but didn't get an opportunity. But once again, we're going to have it up on the YouTube channel. So hopefully you're getting an opportunity to still see the great presentation that we had tonight from Divya. And so far, we're only 5 minutes late, so it's 7:04. Thank you. Once again, check it out on YouTube. Any last comments? I don't think Sonia could talk. She's our Region 3 director. I don't think she can say anything, but if not, I was going to let her have the region director have the last word if she liked. I'll give her about 10 seconds to type something if she says yes or no. But she didn't come off of mute. So I don't think she can talk right now, but good to have our region director out. It's great to have support from her. Thanks everybody for coming out, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you.